These are the parts included in your SAFEDRIVE hand control kit. We will be installing this kit on a 2008 Toyota Highlander. The first step is to expose the front right seat bolt. Sometimes these have a plastic cover on them that needs to be removed. The seat bolt on the vehicle is sometimes a hex bolt or a star. In this case, we're using a socket to remove the seat bolt. Some manufacturers add Loctite to this bolt, which is sort of like a glue for bolts to keep them from coming loose, so it will be very tight. Make sure you use the correct size bit to remove this bolt, or you may end up stripping it. You'll need to use a pry tool to lift the seat up so you're able to slide the seat attach bracket underneath the seat in between the floor and the seat fitting. Your kit includes 2 different brackets to accommodate different vehicle designs, which may or may not be needed. So there are several ways to mount the main seat attach. The main seat attach will always be used. If the floor where the seat is attached is flat or nearly flat, as it is here, we would not need to use the optional brackets. If the vehicle seat bolt was mounted at a 90-degree angle or vertical, we would install the 90-degree bracket to the seat bolt. Then, we would attach the main seat attach to the 90-degree bracket using the provided bolts. If the seat bolt was mounted at a 45-degree angle, we would use the 45-degree bracket. In either case, the main seat attach is always used. In this installation, we did not need to use the optional seat attach brackets because the angle of the floor that our seat is mounted to was nearly flat, and we were able to mount the seat attach bracket directly to it. Once you slide it underneath the seat in between the floor and the seat fitting, you can tighten the seat bolt back down to secure it. In this step, we will attach the angle adjust arm. As with many of these parts, there are multiple minor adjustments we can make for a custom fit. We can adjust it to the left or right, depending on the clearance from the center console. We can also raise or lower the hand control and also adjust the angle. Ideally, we want the angle adjust arm to be parallel to the floor of the vehicle. You may need to adjust the depth and height later, but for now, we'll just attach it to where we think it works best. You can tighten the nuts snug, but keep in mind you may need to make fine-tune adjustments in later steps. In this step, we are attaching the main base bracket to the hand control. The main base will attach to the hand control in this orientation. Make sure the holes are lined up with the holes on the main base. Use the bolts provided to mount the main base to the hand control. The holes on the main base are oval in shape, which allows for another custom adjustment of the hand control. We will now mount the main base, which is attached to the hand control on the angle adjust arm. Notice on the angle adjust arm there are several holes at the attachment point. Again, this allows for additional custom alignments. It can move higher or lower, closer in towards the center console, or farther away. It also allows for more adjustments for tilting the hand control. Mount the main base to the angle adjust arm using 2 of the bolts. Tighten these connections down using a wrench. Now is a good time to have the user sit in the driver's seat so you can custom fit the installation. Slide the seat into the driving position and have the user get a feel for the placement of the hand control. Make adjustments as needed until they are comfortable. Once the hand control is well positioned, we can attach the gas sleeve into the gas connect fitting on the bottom of the hand control. We thread it in and use the first nut to lock it in place. The threaded part of the gas sleeve rod extends into the gas sleeve about 3 to 4 inches. This allows us to adjust the length of the gas sleeve by simply loosening the other nut and backing out the threads on the gas sleeve, and then tightening the nut that we just loosened. For now, keep it as short as possible, as we may need to lengthen it in later steps. In this step, we are mounting the gas clamp and gas arm to the gas pedal. Depending on how much clearance you have to the right of the gas pedal, you can install the clamp in this orientation where the arm is positioned to the right of the gas pedal, or if the space is tight and the gas clamp rubs against the center console or side of the floor, you can flip the gas clamp over so the gas arm is oriented on the left side of the gas pedal. Keep in mind that placing the gas clamp on the left side of the gas pedal may create a crossover issue when driving the vehicle normally with your feet. Try to install it high on the gas pedal to maximize foot clearance. Since we have space on the right side of the gas pedal, we will mount the gas clamp in this orientation. Also note that on the side of the gas clamp there are 3 different adjustments to further customize the fit. Once we have the gas clamp mounted on the gas pedal, we can visualize how the gas sleeve will line up with the gas arm rod and how the system works. When the gas sleeve is moved forward, it will push the vehicle's gas pedal down. Our gas sleeve is too long for this setup, and we will need to cut it down to size. Hand tighten the gas clamp onto the gas pedal, and then line up the gas arm with the gas sleeve. Hold the gas sleeve loosely. Don't pull it or push it in. Hold it at its rest position, and then make a mark where the gas arm rod ends at the base of the gas arm. This is where we will make our cut. If you're not sure, it's always best to cut off less than you think you need than to cut off too much. Take your time in this step, because if you cut off too much, you may not be able to make adjustments later to fix it. The kit also comes with 2 small screws. Sometimes the gas pedal will be rounded on the bottom or wedged in a certain way that makes it difficult to mount the gas clamp securely. To help set it in place firmly and prevent any movement, you can fasten the 2 small screws into your gas pedal through the 2 small holes on the gas clamp. In this case, we used a Dremel with a cutoff disc to cut off the excess on the gas sleeve. If you use a vise to hold the gas sleeve in place, make sure you don't crush it, as any deformity in the gas sleeve will render it unusable. Again, take your time in this step. After cutting the sleeve, we feed the gas arm into the gas sleeve and then mount the gas clamp back onto the gas pedal. Lastly, tighten the bolts down using a wrench. Now we can test the action of the gas pedal. When we pull back on the hand control, the gas sleeve will push the gas pedal down. If the gas pedal doesn't go all the way down, add some length to the gas sleeve by adjusting the threaded rod inside the gas sleeve like we discussed earlier. Loosen the nut locking the thread in. Then, twist the gas sleeve to adjust the length. The threaded rod extends 3 to 4 inches into the gas sleeve. Once we have the length adjusted, tighten the nut to lock it in place. In our next step, we are attaching the brake sleeve to the brake connect fitting found on the middle part of the hand control. Once threaded into the brake connect fitting, tighten down the first nut to lock it in place. Just like the gas sleeve we talked about earlier, the brake sleeve also has a threaded rod to lengthen or shorten the overall length of the sleeve. We are now mounting the brake clamp to the vehicle's brake pedal arm. The brake clamp will mount onto the brake pedal arm in this orientation. Depending on the thickness of your brake pedal arm, you will use either the inside hole or the outside hole on the brake clamp. Use the inside one if it's possible for the tightest fit. Mount the brake clamp on the brake pedal arm like this and tighten it down. Once you have the clamp mounted, it is easy to see all the different adjustments available. You can adjust the angle by moving this part up or down, or even adjust left or right as needed. These additional holes are for mounting the brake arm to the brake clamp. It is designed with a lot of flexibility for a custom fit and to minimize interference with normal driving. Once the parts are all well positioned, tighten everything down. In this case, we found the top of the hand control was hitting the bottom of the dashboard. We can adjust the length the same way we adjusted the gas sleeve length. You loosen the locking nut, twist and adjust the length of the brake sleeve, then tighten the nut to lock the threads in place. Test the action on the brake by starting the vehicle and making sure you have full range of motion for your brake and gas pedals. Make final fine-tune adjustments by adjusting the lengths of the brake and gas sleeves as shown earlier. Your kit may contain the option to install a stabilizer mount. Newer versions of the hand control have design changes making this unnecessary. Typically, the hand control is very stable once everything is tightened down. In our video, we're demonstrating how to install the stabilizer. There are several ways to mount the stabilizer on the angle adjust arm, depending on how far it is from the floor of the vehicle. There are different lengths of bolts and nuts included in the kit to accommodate various heights for a custom fit. Once everything is aligned and tightened down, we're ready for final testing. We're checking to make sure the brake and gas pedals are being fully applied. Push the hand control forward firmly to simulate an emergency stop. Make sure nothing slips out of position. We can also test the brake trigger lock. This lets the brake pedal lock in place when starting the car or when sitting in traffic. To apply the lock, hold the button down and push forward. Then release the button and ease off the hand control. To disengage the lock, just push forward a little more on the hand control without pressing the button. Finally, drive test the vehicle in a safe location with a driver able to use the foot pedals normally. Again, make sure the brake can be fully applied and simulate an emergency stop. Feel free to call us if you have any questions about the SAFEDRIVE hand control or installation.
Safe drive, where safety's the vibe.